It's 2015 and our lineup of games is noticeably different this year. I have less big notable games than usual, but we still got plenty to cover, so let's go. The Witcher 3 polished the rough edges of the previous games and found success. Bloodborne took a new approach to the Souls-like formula, but I only ever made it an hour in. Life is Strange was a fun narrative game with good music and cool time travel mechanics. Until Dawn was a playable slasher game where you could get everyone killed. Crypt of the Necrodancer merged rhythm games and roguelikes with some killer music. Kerbal Space Program demonstrated how hard it is to build a working rocket. Nintendo gave their fans the tools to make their own damn Mario game. Splatoon was a fresh take on multiplayer in a really creative world. Ori was a beautiful Metroidvania, and Downwell made falling with style into a game. For my pick this year, I thought I'd go with a game that I have never seen discussed on the internet, a little game programmed by a single person that deserves some attention. This overlooked gem is Undertale. Undertale appears at first glance to be an old-school RPG. The sprite graphics, text boxes, and black background are giving Earthbound. Undertale sets its tone early when this homicidal flower tries to end you. This is a game full of surprises that is willing to lie to you. The tutorial continues to keep you guessing as the motherly Toriel leads you through the ruins. She solves the early puzzles for you out of concern for your health, and, crucially, she encourages you to resolve your conflicts without fighting. This is Undertale's core gimmick. You don't have to kill anyone, and just by giving you that option, it calls into question every other RPG you have ever played. I mean, in Super Mario RPG, the Goombas do have personalities. One of them even runs a shop. In Chrono Trigger, the mystics you fight talk about how they are oppressed, and only Magus claims to help them. It kinda makes you think. Of course, the game never forces you to show mercy. You can fight the creatures you encounter like any other RPG, gain LV, grow stronger, but it doesn't want you to. Undertale goes out of its way to give characters endearing personalities, so you won't want to hurt them either. Toriel is the big test here. She's nothing but nice to you, and when she stands in your way, it is clear she is trying to protect you. What isn't immediately obvious is how to avoid hurting her. I definitely didn't figure it out the first time through. Clearly you already hurt her emotionally, but when push comes to shove, she refuses to hurt you. I'm fascinated by this combat system, which turns fights into impromptu bullet hell encounters. It manages to be flexible enough to keep the mercy route interesting while also finding ways to express story beats and actual emotion just through mechanics. This is, frankly, genius. It feels effortless. I suspect an average player the first time through will do some fighting and gain some LV, and the extra health does make the game easier. The pacifist run is much harder, but being kind is often the harder path. I could go on about Undertale, the way it constantly keeps you guessing, the bizarre world you travel through, the wonderful double act of Sans and Papyrus, the intimidating Undyne, the music. Few games manage to have the personality and vision that Undertale achieves. Few games manage to be genuinely funny like Undertale, and I never expected to care about these characters as much as I came to. Underneath all the oddball humor, there's a story about intolerance and how it can tear people apart, and those acts of kindness you can commit throughout the game have the ability to spark real change. I adore this silly, wonderful game. I consider it one of the greatest of all time, so of course it has to be my game of the year. And no, I could never do an evil run in this game. It's just not right. That's my pick for 2015. Comment down below with what you would have picked. And like, follow, and share to help me reach other people.